The Middle East is navigating a critical juncture where, after years of relentless tensions, efforts to end the war appear to be reaching their dramatic climax. However, the harsh realities on the ground indicate that even a minor mistake or a violation of the agreement by any one party could once again plunge the entire region into full scale confrontation, just as Israel's attacks can be regarded as a continuation of such violations. In the volatile Middle Eastern arena, the ongoing diplomatic contacts between Iran and the United States, the highly charged situation on the Israel Lebanon border, the role of Hezbollah, and Washington's diplomatic efforts are of immense importance. Under the current circumstances, on one hand, the close alliance between Israel and the United States remains intact, with Washington continuously providing military, financial, and diplomatic support, while on the other hand, sharp differences between the American leadership and the Israeli government have also surfaced publicly on certain occasions. Signals from US President Donald Trump regarding pressuring the Israeli leadership and his desire for a complete ceasefire reflect that Washington cannot currently afford further escalation in the region. It is impossible to overlook that billions of dollars from American taxpayers have been spent for decades on Israel's security and defense capabilities. Israel's population is approximately 10 million, while the United States is counted among the world's greatest economic and military powers. Nevertheless, Washington continues to face difficulties in making its close ally fully follow its policies, and the ongoing Israeli attacks on Lebanon are vivid proof of these difficulties. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has clearly stated that it is America's responsibility to persuade Israel to adhere to the agreement. And if Washington cannot compel its ally to stop attacks in Lebanon, then what guarantee can be given to prevent any possible future action against Iran? In this context, many analysts are describing Lebanon as a crucial litmus test of American influence. According to experts associated with the Doha Institute, Iran is currently observing not only the diplomatic negotiations but also the practical realities very closely. If Israel continues its attacks in Lebanon, Tehran will interpret it as meaning that the United States lacks the ability to ensure the implementation of its commitments. This is why the Lebanese front is no longer merely a border dispute, but is steadily evolving into the foundation of future Iran-US relations. Some former American officials consider this strategy dangerous because, according to them, Iran's making a ceasefire in Lebanon a condition for a broader agreement with the United States is a complicated matter since Iran does not have complete control over Hezbollah, while Israel is also not bound by American wishes in every matter. Under such circumstances, linking both conflicts to one another could seriously complicate the diplomatic process even more in the future. Meanwhile, experts monitoring international crises believe that the recent Memorandum of Understanding or preliminary agreement may survive temporarily, but transforming it into a comprehensive agreement will not be easy. Years of mutual distrust between the two countries, the technical complexities of nuclear and security issues, and inflammatory statements issued by both sides are factors that could slow any progress. Therefore, it is being anticipated that both countries will remain at the level of preliminary understanding for the coming several weeks. Political conditions within the United States have also taken on an extraordinary nature at present. For President Trump, a lasting ceasefire in the Middle East represents not only a foreign policy success, but also holds profound significance in domestic politics. If his administration succeeds in establishing peace in the region, it will be a major political achievement for him. But if the war intensifies once again, its effects could also reverberate through American politics. The ground situation in Lebanon remains extremely fragile. According to recent reports, at least 32 people have lost their lives in Israeli airstrikes in Lebanon, raising new questions about the future of the ceasefire. These attacks have also placed the ongoing negotiations between Iran and the United States into uncertainty because Tehran continues to insist that the cessation of military operations in Lebanon is a fundamental condition for a broader peace agreement. On the other hand, diplomatic activities are also continuing rapidly. High-level negotiations between US Vice President JD Vance and Iran are expected in Switzerland. American Representatives Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner are already in Switzerland to participate in the negotiation process. while the Iranian Foreign Ministry has likewise confirmed that its negotiating delegation will take part in these talks. This development indicates that despite all differences, both countries wish to keep the diplomatic channel open. American officials hope that the current ceasefire can be maintained, although differences regarding its implementation mechanism will remain. Meanwhile, Iran has declared Israel's attacks to be a violation of the agreement and has announced the closure of the Strait of Hormuz to shipping. Iranian officials say that this step has been taken in response to the enemy's breach of promises and that further measures may also be adopted if the attacks continue. The Strait of Hormuz is an extremely important maritime route for global energy transportation. Therefore, any tension related to it could have profound global repercussions on the world economy. In this entire situation, Lebanon has emerged as the most sensitive front. If Israeli attacks continue and Hezbollah responds forcefully, the possibility of a new war among Iran, Israel, and the United States cannot be completely ruled out. This is why diplomatic sources and international observers are describing the coming 60 days as pivotal and decisive. These 60 days will, in fact, be a test of whether the United States can persuade its ally Israel to fully comply with the ceasefire, whether Iran remains willing to pursue the diplomatic path while reducing tensions in the region, and whether Lebanon can once again avoid becoming the battlefield of a major war. If restraint and political wisdom are demonstrated by both sides, the current understanding could become the foundation of a broader peace agreement. But if military operations intensify on any front, the entire region could once again fall into instability, economic crisis, and prolonged conflict. Therefore, the current peace process should not be viewed as being limited only to negotiations between Iran and the United States, but rather should be seen in connection with the future of the entire Middle East, where the balance emerging among Lebanon, Gaza, Israel, and Iran will determine the direction of regional politics and security in the years to come.